Okay, everybody, we are live on the first of many Michael Kelly type of showcases on basses, guitars, and any of equipment. This show will basically concentrate on the electric basses, and we got a lot of content to go through. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by introducing the people part of this event. I'll start with Steve first. Bring Steve in. There we are. Go introduce yourself. What do you do?
Hey, everybody. My name is Steve Pisani. I am Vice President and Managing Director of Michael Kelly Guitars, and here in my office here. Check it out. It's good to see everybody.
All right, cool deal. Now we got one more person joining us, Ryan, who was a part of this whole journey too. Here he comes. Ryan,
hi guys. Good, how you doing?
All right, what do you do there?
I'm a resident bass player. Basically, if it makes noise, I tell people how to make it louder, and I get a lot of fun out of that.
Oh, jeez. All right, so let's dive into it. Steve, what do we got going on here today?
Okay, today, the first of a series of shows we're going to put on, and we're going to feature basses, and we're going to do basically an overview of the Michael Kelly bass line. Ryan and I acquired the company, Samson Technologies, and about 3 years ago, and we've been slowly but surely introducing new models, and we're excited about the new designs. And Les is part of our bass team. He's a consultant and also a Michael Kelly artist. Ryan is a great bass player in the local scene here as well. So I'm surrounded by stereo bass guys. And we put this project together. We're going to also introduce a brand new bass called the Pinnacle at the end of the lineup of Michael Kelly basses we currently sell. So I think a cool way to do this would be we'll pop up a graphic of the current lineup of Michael Kelly basses that you can see on michaelkellyguitars.com. Yeah, let's pop it up there a second.
Yep. We're going right there. And here we go. There we go.
There you go. So I'll do a quick overview. What we have here is the new open pore basses. Okay. And they come in the open pore red, open pore yellow, 4 and 5 strings. We'll get into each bass, the particulars in a moment. Then we have our vintage element passive 4-string, which is exciting bass. Then we have our custom collection series in a 4 and a 5. On the bottom there is the custom collection with a burl top. Very cool bass. That one is about a year old, that model that we redid. And then, of course, we'll be unveiling the Pinnacle. So
yes,
exciting.
Long time coming. So I guess let's start with the open pore. What I'll do is I will bring what was interesting about this one was the finish when it was introduced.
Yes, when we decided to introduce these basses at this very attractive price point, instead of another gloss base or a satin finish, the open pore, you could actually feel the grain of the wood as well as see it.
So there's the 4 and 5 in the 2 different colors.
There's the 4 and 5, yes. And we will be adding another color shortly. We'll keep that as a surprise. But on the electronics, working with both Ryan and Les, we decided to have volume, balance, treble, and bass. There you go. And the first knob, the volume knob up on top there, that's also an active passive. So when the volume knob is pressed down towards the body, the bass is actually active. When you pull it up, then the bass is passive. Ryan was playing them yesterday. He was mentioning how the volumes are very well balanced in both modes, right, Ryan?
Yeah, something that I think is pretty significant is that if you have your EQ set to flat and you go from active to passive mode, you don't hear a volume jump. Some basses you do, and it's always kind of like, okay, let me readjust or let me play with the active a little bit lower. It's nice that it's just the same volume and you don't have to worry if, you know, an already stressful situation where you're dropping out with a 9 volt on stage isn't working. So it just makes it really easy to switch back and forth, even in the middle of a song if you wanted to.
Yeah, I've been at a show and all of a sudden my battery started dying out. I'm like, wow, I'm getting great distortion now. Well, how do I reproduce this? And all of a sudden, poof, nothing.
Yeah.
One other thing
No light lines.
we made a conscious effort on the back of the bass. We have a quick access 9-volt battery door instead of having to take off the cover plate back there with a screwdriver. So there it is right there. There you go. Up there. Right. So that way it's a quick, easy fix on the to change your battery. Smooth and quick. I think we get about 300 hours battery life. So that's quite a long time. But it's a quick fix and it sounds good. Let's flip back across to the front of the bass.
All right, hang on a second.
We are going to talk about now string width. There you go. And the bridge. When we started this design process,
Yeah, better one. Hold on a second.
we were not very happy with the width of the strings on the neck. So we worked with several different suppliers
Right.
to get the correct string spacing. So if you could see on that, that's a great picture there. The spacing is very comfortable. Some of the import models have too narrow of a bridge spacing because they happen to use a generic bridge. But we went with a very unique, great bridge, sustain, and with a wide spacing. So I'll let you guys, the famous bass players here, give a little rap about how the spacing works so much more comfortably for the bass.
Well, I mean, I can start off by saying when you gave me the first 5-string prototype, it was a 16 millimeter spacing, and it looked funny, and it felt funny to play. It was hard to play. So, we went back and forth with the manufacturer, and we got a hold of I think we went 17 millimeter.
Right.
17 millimeter was a very much more comfortable to play. So you gave it to me. I got a hold of it. I put the bridge on, played it, and I even did I even like showcased it on like a bass cover song of an Elton John song, and it sounds great, plays great. What do you think, Ryan?
No, it's just something that's super comfortable. You don't really have to kind of think when you're playing it about anything else, but it just works.
Something else too, the bridge that we ended up settling on is a much more substantial bridge. Like, we're very happy with the design of it, the quality. The actual saddles have a groove too, on the adjustment height screws that sits in the groove. So they lock in really nice, and they have a nice weight, which gives it a nice sustain to it. And if you compare this bass to other basses in this price point, these features are outstanding. People have been trying out the prototypes, and I will say this, the first shipment has arrived, and we sold right through all of them. So the customers, the numbers don't lie. If they're selling, that means they're a good product there. Also, the neck is a hard rock maple neck, and it's very solid, very comfortable to play. We all worked on the shape of the neck. It's a soft C neck, and it's a great balance on the instrument as well. Notice we have the 5 screws in the back of the neck, which gives it rock solid connection to the body.
Absolutely. All right.
4 and the 5s are nice. I have to say it's been very successful, and people really, really giving us great feedback on that bass.
Yeah, I think that was the latest edition that finally came.
Absolutely. Let's go to the vintage 4.
The vintage element.
There you go.
And we're gonna go.
When we started working on this bass, we realized there are plenty of players out there who still want a top shelf, passive, vintage style instrument at a very welcoming price point. This one, the map is only $499. So we copied some vintage necks, and we went with a vintage block inlay on there, and then that beautiful zebra wood burst and of course tortoiseshell pickguard. And we work with our pickup company to wind some really nice vintage sounding pickups. They're not such high output, but the tone is to die for. And you guys, both of you've played it, and you both really, really spoke highly of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, the nice thing for me is the weight of it. You know, it feels very comfortable. It doesn't neck dive, and it's just something that you put in your hands, and you know exactly how it's going to react.
So there's still plenty of players who use passive basses, huh, guys?
Absolutely.
Oh, Steve. Plus, also, what about the roasted?
Okay, thank you. On the neck, yeah, roasted maple necks have been pretty popular the last couple of years. So on this instrument, we decided to lightly roast the neck, and it's a nice color off the burst, and it gives it, again, sticks with that vintage kind of vibe to it, you know. And it's a real solid bass. It's a great option for people who want this style, play a more of a vintage, old school, if you will, you know. And the notice on the string trees as well, we have the nice tight string tree. Everything stays in tune, and the bass is really, we've had it about 2 years now, and it's been a winner.
Yeah, the nice thing with the roasted neck too is it just provides stability. We're all up here in New York in the Northeast, and right now the weather's been pretty crazy. So the nice thing about even playing this in the office is that with the lower moisture content, the neck's a little bit stiffer and not reacting as much. Whereas some other basses I have at my house, I've got the humidifier going 24/7, and they definitely need a setup at the moment.
Yeah, yep. Absolutely. Okay, let's move to the Element.
All righty. Let's get this out of here.
There we go.
The Element.
The Element series is original to Michael Kelly. Oh, it's been about over 15 years now. And this bass is this model is one of the early ones that we still carry to this day, Element 5. It's active, has the Rockfield pickups on there. This has the Stealth bridge, right, Ryan?
The one with the stealth attack.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does.
So the bridge is what, Ryan? Anchored to the aluminum?
Yeah, there's an aluminum block under the bridge, and that we found has helped with sustain, especially on this body, while keeping it lightweight as well.
Yeah, it's a nice bass. So we took that bass and we updated it. When you go to the next bass,
Yeah.
Element 5.
You want me to show him the? I don't think it's.
Yeah, the last one on the bottom of the grouping.
Okay, yeah, the Element 5 custom.
Yeah.
Right, we'll go to that one.
Yeah. And so we upgraded this bass last year, Element 5, and we have a beautiful burl top on there. Now we have the passive active volume control, the first one, instead of a stack volume tone. Treble, then we have balance, treble, and bass. We have the same bridge system, and we upgraded the Rockfield pickups, a little more output and a wider frequency response, and we do have the roasted maple neck on that one as well.
Yeah, I have I got something quick I'll share. Here is the bridge.
There you go.
So it gives them an idea of what's going on there. I guess the whole premise of this is they want to dig the bridge within the body to get the tone.
Right. So we have that countersunk block there you see in the middle, and then the bridge attaches to the aluminum seat, if you will. You know, it's very unique. And when we started working with the basses, we had a lot of great feedback on that option. And the Element 5 is one of our top-selling instruments, and we're proud to have people give us great feedback about it. has that beautiful Michael Kelly burl top and popular burl. And the cool thing about that is every top is unique to its own. And instead of just another white or black base up there, you can have something that has a little character. And some of my base guys I work with in this company have a lot of character. So,
Oh, jeez.
all right, let's get to the unveiling.
All righty.
As Les gets the link set up, we started this project, I'd say 8 months ago, Ryan?
No, I think it's been even longer, to be honest.
A little longer. Right before the pandemic, a little longer, right. And we found this body shape called the Pinnacle that Michael Kelly started working on many years ago. And we really liked the shape. So I thought it'd be a really good seller. And so I called in the troops, called in Les and Ryan, and we had a great process of designing the instrument. So why don't you guys get into that a little bit?
All right.
You brought your bases in, and I had the guys actually bring in their personal bases. There they are. The Michael Kelly 4 and 5. And we also did a prototype fretless, and we have a 6-string that we're going to show you. But anyway, so if you guys remember, we measured different necks. We actually moved the pickups around. We work with the wiring. So we got the best of everything.
Yeah, there was actually a few versions. Me and Ryan, we were involved when we got the second version, and then we were messing around with that. There was a first version that unfortunately it doesn't exist anymore because we chopped it up to make the second version. If you notice on this final version we have shown you, the pickups are a lot closer together. And how we came about that was we routed out the whole center of the base and just started moving them in position. And this is a picture of version 2. If you notice, the pickups are wider apart. This was done before we did our experiment, because we felt that we could improve on it. And in this version over here, the volume is on the wrong side. We moved the volume over. We actually modified the pickup because it had a different type of pickup. So, I mean, this base is close to it, but there was a lot of modifications that were done. And Ryan basically has the same one. And meantime, while I had this base, I ripped the frets off and made it a fretless. So a little unique.
Guys, let's talk about the neck pocket, how the neck sits much tighter to the body. That was a major design element that we work with the factories.
Yes.
Yeah, a big part of what we did with the neck pocket is just making sure that the neck has as much mass against the body that there is to transfer as much low-end information as we can. So if you look at it, it's really just a fretboard rising above the base. There's still enough to anchor with your thumb if you want to play there. But the nice thing about it is it just feels super solid. It's not moving anywhere, and it's just a really good tight fit.
Yeah, because I've noticed even running around NAM, some of the other companies on the midline bases, the space is like that high. I can stick my hand underneath. Not comfortable. I'm not used to it.
Absolutely. And when we designed this, we kept an eye for live performance. We wanted to make a high-end bass that is in a welcoming price range that you wouldn't be afraid of taking a $3,000 bass to a gig. This bass is actually $699, and it has all the features of a very high-end instrument. And I'm going to start going through the features, then you guys could comment on them.
Well,
first thing I like.
Yeah, to elaborate on it, just before we go through the features, that was the first two things that me and Ryan did. He brought in his bass, I brought in my bass, and right. Our basses are thousands of dollars, and we're not bringing these on the planes. So this bass was brought together by all ideas from many years and thousands of dollars worth of bass. So,
including using a calibrator to measure the next exact specs of the necks.
Yep.
Radius and the width. Yeah, we put a lot of effort into the neck. The neck is spectacular. But some of the features that are pretty cool is, first is the truss rod adjustment is on the neck the body end of the neck, and you could just has a wheel, and you could just slip right in there and adjust the neck on the fly. And I know you guys like that, so you can make sure that baby plays as best as it can play.
Yeah, that's a good feature.
Absolutely. We kept with the same type of passive active with the volume control. Down is active, pull it up, passive. And then why don't you guys go over the knobs, what they do?
Take it away, Ryan.
Yeah, so with that first knob, like Steve said, is the active, passive, and the master volume. And then we head a little bit back toward the bass, and we have our blend knob. So we have our infinite adjustment between the front and the rear pickup. And then we have a 3-band EQ. So we have bass, middle, and treble,
yep.
All with a center detent, and we can boost and cut from each of them in active mode. And then the 2 switches in the back, the 2 mini switches, we can actually take each pickup individually and go from a humbucking sound to a single coil sound. We can turn off one of the coils. And this is really great, especially when you're trying to show some major differences here. You can actually have it set, separately, individually, and it's really good for some distortions. I know vintage distortions love to go through some single coils and even passive. So it's just 2 quick motions and you can get that running. To really get a super gnarly sound that way, but still go to something warmer humbucker style. It's just, there's a whole plethora of sound options here. You can really dial in exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, that was one of the features that I liked. I mean, I like the full blown, 2 large pickups. But then some of the songs I play, I do some of the tributes, and I take the rear pickup and I'll switch it to a single coil, which gets it the ultra bright tones from the bridge, and it sounds great. I mean, you can do any type of tone you want. You can do anywhere from grunge metal to anything with this bass.
Les, yesterday Ryan was in my office, and we were going through the 4-string that I have here, and it was boom, 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 boom. He was banging through I would say almost like a rainbow of different colors, just turning boom, 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 boom. And every time he went to a different setting, it inspired a different kind of playing style. I was watching. It was really, really cool. So in real time, it was fantastic. And again, I want to mention all the tops are unique. They're all beautiful, popular burl, and every guitar is going to be a one-of-a-kind instrument for you.
Absolutely. And also, now continuing on the description of the body, I'm focusing on the bridge over here, which was a little bit of a twister with the factory, because we kept getting the wrong bridge.
Right, till we got the one we wanted.
So this bridge over here is really, really nice. It is an 18 millimeter width, and I don't know if you guys can notice, but in between there's a little bit of a slider, the little bar over there that actually moves back and forth, so you can adjust the spacing. And you really don't get that on a lot of the basses out there unless you spend thousands of dollars. So this over here, you can adjust, and I like that option. You can go wide spacing, narrow spacing. You have your own choice.
So you have width, and you have adjustment height.
Correct.
Up and down, and side to side.
You have the traditional up and down, but you also have the side to side. Because I've known some players that they like to go a little wider on the upper strings, because when they slap a little bit, they want to have a little bit of room, because some of them actually pick with their thumb. So I mean, you want to have the options. And then the pickups, the spacings of the pickups are perfect. It's actually my preference to have something like this, and you can still get the tone that you want from this. This is an excellent spacing, because we basically routed out the one experimental bass and came up with the most optimal tone that you can get all your tones. And Ryan can attest, he got all those tones yesterday in the office.
Spectacular. I just wanted to go back to the top a second. Here's one of the basses right here, and you can see this top.
Yep. Even to show another one, this is the Prototype 6.
Look at that. Wow.
Yes, for all you 6-string players.
That looks great, Ryan. Have you been doing a little playing with that in your projects?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Yeah, we're gonna introduce that one by summertime. The 6 is a beauty, so we're really excited about that. It's a great instrument. And let's go over some more of the features. Again, we have the battery door, easy access, and then a feature that Les and Ryan, the rock stars, really push for, which are the glow-in-the-dark side dot markers.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that here because you have the finals. But,
We have it. Yeah. And I got to say, that is a wonderful feature. Stage, volume down, lights down, and you can actually see, where to place your fingers. So we're excited about that. So these are little details that just make this bass a real workhorse. It stands out. And, you have that deep cutaway, too, on the instrument, too. So you can get those upper frets. Pretty easy to handle that.
Yeah, full access to the 24 octaves, 24 frets.
Yep.
Yeah. And the scale length, we talked about that too. Remember, guys?
34-inch.
Yep, even on the 5-string. That was a big part of just making this bass comfortable and making sure we can get a regular pack of strings to fit neck through. You don't need any kind of special super long anything for this, and it just works with your standard set off the showroom store shelf there. But
right. One other thing too, the electronics, they are custom made for this bass. We work with our team at Rockfield, our pickup suppliers, and we put a lot of effort into the coil, into the, like Ryan discussed, the active passive flat response, and it sounds wonderful. So we're very excited about that. Actually, the basses are in the United States now. They just got here, so this is really exciting.
So yeah, the 5-piece neck, and also you got the Swamp Ash.
Swamp Ash too. Yep, we want a nice light color tint in the back of that. So we're excited to get this out. We'll be doing some videos. Les and Ryan will be doing some videos. There's your matching headstock. Graphite nut, diamond inlay.
Yeah, it was nice on this bass. We actually, the body will match the headstock.
Yeah, matching headstock.
Yeah.
So you're going to be seeing a lot of this bass. A lot of the major stores, including Sam Ash Music, they have them on order already. So and our videos will be up on our website once they get listed. And there's the 4 and the 5, guys.
Yeah, this is I think it's almost 2 years in the making.
Yeah. It was some. First, we had to decide on the electronics, on the finishes. Then we got into the specifics of the neck shape, which took a long time, and then, of course, the body route for the neck, which we put a lot of effort into. But these are the little details. Better good than quick, right, guys?
I think we also modified the body a little bit.
A little bit.
Ryan had brought up the issue because he mentioned about the horn at the bottom. These
I remember that. Right, remember?
They're
right.
shorter, so
yeah,
it's not as comfortable to put on your knee. It's slid off, so we lengthened the horn a little bit.
Yeah, we did that both for sitting down playing and then also the balance of the instrument. The nice thing about it is when you put it on a strap, there's no neck dive. So
yeah, the balance is good. And what's the weight, Steve?
They're between 8 and 9 pounds.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The interesting story about the design of the lower horn is we used the calibrator on Ryan's thigh to get the exact cutaway that we need. Yeah. Anyway, so this is great. We're very happy that they are in the United States now, going through customs, and they'll be probably launched a couple of more weeks. You'll be able to pick them up, But we're here to answer any questions. You guys can reach out to us, Michael Kelly, info@michaelkellyguitars.com, and it'll come to me, Ryan, and Les. We get the emails, and we're very excited about the bass. One other thing, guys, you're right. We had an early prototype at NAMM. Of course, we didn't have NAMM this year, but NAMM was it 2019, I guess, right? Would that be it?
It was actually 2020.
Yeah, at NAMM 2020. And I'm going to let Les tell you folks about the reaction we got from this base. People wanted to buy it, the sample that we had there.
Yeah, what had happened was what had happened was it was getting close to NAMM, and we weren't really quite ready, so we wanted to get something there. So we got the prototype together, we brought it there, and we had the whole booth set up, and I kind of had it like there in the corner in case anybody wanted to ask any questions. And everybody was walking around the bass section. Every 5 minutes, people kept like, "Hey, what's that bass in the corner?" You had to actually work to get to it. People wanted to buy it, and they're like, "Yeah, well, it's not really, we're not really ready yet." No, I want to buy it now. I want to put a pre-order in. And we had one guy, one of the bass session guys for Stevie Wonder. He was like, "Listen, I do a lot of his session work. Yeah, I want to buy that bass." We're like, "It's not ready yet."
I believe the bass player Earth, Wind and Fire too.
Yes, he was there too.
He loved it too. Yeah. So, and that was just an earlier prototype. It was close, but it wasn't there yet. But so we know we have a very, very interesting, exciting new bass to offer our customers now.
It would have been launched then, but the final version was still in the manufacturing process. So now it's ready.
Absolutely. So these will be here towards the middle of the summer. We'll have some 6s available as well. And we're looking forward to having everyone try them out in the stores. We'll get your feedback, and we're very, very proud of the bass, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, thank you for spending some time with us, Ryan. Les, thank you for hosting our first Michael Kelly show.
No problem. We'll definitely do it again. And just hang in. I'll end the broadcast, and we'll discuss a little bit.
Thank you.
All right, guys out there, thank you very much. We'll see you soon.